All right, now we have Olivia Nichols. She's from Thinsters Cookie to talk about National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Is here.
Uh-oh.
It's the best day of the year. We're celebrating the #1 cookie in America. We eat, as Americans, 35,000 chocolate chip cookies in a lifetime and 7 billion as a country in an entire year. That's an amazing amount of cookies.
I'm doing most of the damage probably.
I believe it because anytime the kids want to bake something, it's a whole pan of cookies. And there's always only one left for me. So.
You know, talking about chocolate chip cookies, there's a couple different ways that you can make it. With my 5-year-old, I like to use just a recipe on the back of the Toll House because it's a simple recipe. But you can modify it to make some really great cookies. So if you want a chewy cookie, you can use dried milk.
Dried milk?
Yeah, dry milk. So it changes the consistency because, you know, sometimes you like chewy over crunchy, right? So
right.
With that chewy cookie, that's what you can do for that. You can exchange the white sugar for the brown sugar, and that gives you more a sweeter, more, you know, evenly baked cookie that's very cake-like. And if you do like that sweeter, you can add a pinch of salt. It really brings out the flavor of the sugar. Now, if you're looking for a crunchy cookie, you don't have to make it. So with my little guy, he gives up on the chocolate chip cookie recipe about halfway through. And then mom's making the cookies for the rest of the time. So he really likes these Thinsters because they're crunchy, they're already baked, they're really small. So they're super small, really great. And then you can do a recipe like this with your little guy or your little gal. It's really easy. So you dip it in the chocolate. And depending on what you like, so he doesn't really like coconut, but me as an adult, I love chocolate and coconut. So I'm gonna dump it into the coconut.
Ooh.
And then you let it kind of dry.
Olivia, now wait a minute. Now you saying Thinsters. Now I love to eat. Thinsters doesn't mean it's not kicking, it still has the flavor, right?
They actually have the flavor as if you make it from scratch. They use real butter, real sugar. They're non-GMO, no high fructose corn syrup. So they're made from all the ingredients that you might have in your pantry and your fridge already.
Where can I get them from?
Target and Walgreens. But we're actually selling them. So we sell these online at thinsters.com. And if you purchase $30 or more, you get free shipping. So not only do we have the chocolate chip, which we're celebrating today, but we do have other flavors like toasted coconut, the vanilla bean, and very popular right now, the key lime pie and also the Meyer lemon are just selling out. It's just like that summer flavor that's really fresh.
And you were going to show me something with some sprinkles. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself.
Kids like to do the sprinkles. So you can melt this chocolate just for 30 seconds at a time, or you can do the cheater way.
Oh, right.
Use some icing if you don't want to.
Convenient way.
Yeah, it's not bad. And then you dip it in the sprinkles and it makes, you know, a really colorful.
Oh, sweet.
I think that's good because the way you explained it, kids can be picky, but they like theirs pretty basic. And then you have the adult way. Like we can add the coconut and everything that adults like.
Take 2 Thinsters and maybe put like a scoop of little ice cream in between, have a little ice cream sandwich.
Ice cream sandwich day is this week too, so might as well celebrate that too.
There you go. We're gonna use that leftover.
Right. Now, Olivia, do you know anything about keeping your cookies soft? Like after you bake them, and say someone today, they're gonna decide to make some chocolate chip cookies. This is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. How do you keep them soft like through the week if you want to keep them day by day? Do you know anything about it? I heard like add some bread to the.
Yes.
You ever heard?
I don't know.
So I learned all of my baking from my mother. That's an old trick because you want to keep it in an airtight container, an airtight bag. But if you're like, 2 days in and they seem a little bit too crunchy, you can add a piece of bread. And typically my mother will add the heel, the front or the back.
Yeah.
It literally sucks the moisture out of the bread and right into the cookie. And then it makes it fresh all over again.
Really? I never knew that.
You know that?
Oh my God.
Add it in there to make them really soft if you like soft cookies.
Yeah, I do.
And then also I have to ask you, do you prefer to cook with butter or margarine? And what's the difference?
When I do my baking, I prefer butter. I like,
okay.
The real ingredients, and that's why I love Thinsters because they use real butter. They're not using any oils or margarine. I grew up with margarine, but I think it's like one molecule away from being plastic.
Plastic, right.
I don't really know that. I'm not a scientist, but it's just not the real thing, right? So
right.
Real ingredients. It's just about moderation.
Olivia, it reminds me of that song. Ain't nothing like
the
real thing,
baby. Look at that.
Real butter.
I'm not much of a singer.
Oh, did you? She's going like, hey. Well, Olivia, thank you so much for celebrating National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day with us and showing us your recipes on how to spice them up.
I'm definitely going to use it because we have so many days where we go with chocolate chip cookies and it's too much of a crunch for me. I like them so.
Our daughter likes them crunchy too.
Yes,
so we got to mix for everything.
Yes, we
And I got to get my hands on that key lime over there.
That's right. Head on over to thinsters.com and you can also find us on social and you can see a lot of great ideas that some of our fans are doing with the cookies. Some of our chefs are doing with the cookies, and get some really good ideas there as well.
Right. Well, Libby, we have a Walgreens and a Target right up the street from our house,
Yes.
so we'll get our hands on some early. Thank
Yes.
you so much for
Thank
joining us.
you.
You bet. Have a great day.